When man first started to travel from place to place over this great round world of ours, thousands of years ago, he used to draw little pictures of the routes he had taken, so that he could show his friends where he had been. In those days, he couldn't travel very far, and it was quite easy to draw a picture of his journey. But today, when we can go around the whole wide world, it is much more difficult to map out a picture of our travels. Our picture must be flat, while our world is round.
Nuke from orbit, no time to bleed. Landing punches like Apollo Creed. No weird science, listen to this. Cult knowledge kept me from the abyss. I had a bad education. Had a bad education.
I'm showing measurements in Google Earth. The measurements in Google Earth are horizontal, linear, miles, or kilometers. That's not my words. Those are the measurements in Google Earth. Yeah, how is Earth being measured? Well, on Google Earth, we're talking about a horizontal linear mile measurement to describe the deviation from horizontal in the form of elevation changes, like the hills and valleys. Well, how are we looking at the mile measurement? Flat, horizontal, and linear, because that's how Earth gets measured.
I didn't want to go to uni, I just wanted to be a goonie. Had a bad education, had a bad education.
Ready, set, go.
Okay, well, I've got Google Maps open right now. And if I say measure here, from here to here, I don't know, that line looks curved.
Looks curve?
Yeah.
Do a horizontal, do an elevation profile on it then.
I don't know how to do that on...
Well, then you're a retard. Why are you telling me how you use Google Earth?
You're assuming...
You're stuttering because you don't know how to use Google Earth.
Would mean that...
You don't know how to use Google Earth, do you?
But if the Earth is a ball...
So why are you going through an argument with me when I've asked you to draw an elevation profile? You reference Google Earth.
When you navigate around...
Mate, we're not going to go away from the elevation profile you don't know how to use.
Again, an elevation profile doesn't really help you here.
It doesn't help you because you don't know how to use it. Drop over distance is measured in Google Earth with an elevation profile. It is unequivocally flat. It can't be anything other than flat. It's referencing the horizontal for the elevation deviation shown in that profile. That's how Earth is measured in Google Earth. Elevation, height of the land. And if it's going to curve, you'll see that in the profile. But the miles in the profile are horizontal, like on the maps. Those miles in the measurements in Google Earth are horizontal, not curving. Hello?
Angrily stating that they're horizontal does not mean they are.
Oh, really? So what you're saying is you don't like the measurements you appeal to. It's because the measurements in Google Earth are horizontal doesn't mean they're horizontal. Oh, so you're in the hard place where you don't want to use Google Earth's measurements in the elevation profile with a horizontal mile ascribed in a graph. You don't want to use that anymore. Why did you appeal to it then? Fact. In Google Earth, the measurement of elevation profile has miles horizontally in a line, straight and flat, to describe the deviation from horizontal over a linear flat mile distance that is measured by Google in your cited map? And on that map, Google Earth, the one that you went to, I described the measurements of miles applied to how curvy, that's the hills and valleys of Earth, were referenced with a mile measurement that is flat on the map you referenced, Google Earth. Go and look for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Go and look at the elevation profile. Look at the miles and tell me that they're curving. They're not.
The circumference
The
of the ball with
miles are flat. Do you want to just
saying it, just
pull on your big boy
chanting.
pants
Okay.
and accept these facts as I've stated them? Or are you going to tell me no?
Nathan, it is a fact
That's my
that
name.
balls have a circumference, and you can represent
That's
this
begging the question, though, isn't it? When we're not dealing with balls by assumption, we're dealing with elevation profiles and the horizontal linear mile measurements on them. That's not assuming that we've got a ball-shaped anything. The measurements in miles are flat. You don't get to beg the question here. The miles on the measurements in Google Earth are fact. Horizontal, flat Earth, linear miles. That's what they are. You heard it first here, ladies and gentlemen. According to our Glurf opponents, you can't trust Google Earth's measurement. They're not measurements. Why? Because they're flat. So he's in the hard place. Suddenly he wants to deny the measurements of Earth in Google Earth. When Google Earth show a mile measurement, it's not a measurement anymore. It's Nathan Oakley begging the question, is it? Ergo, Earth is measured flat in miles on Google Earth.
Okay, well, I've told you that...
Okay, is that tacit acceptance we keep getting? It's a statement of absolute fact. Miles are a flat Earth only measurement. They're linear, they're flat,
No, they
it's how they're applied. Okay, I wasn't seeking your affirmation.
No, okay.
I was telling you while you yammered through me. Not asking you to challenge it, it's a fact. So, in conclusion, if you want to check how flat any distance is in Google Earth, draw out a line and then look at the measurements that have been utilised by Google if you're going to use it in any professional capacity to build anything. In which case, you'll need an elevation profile. What's elevation? Well, heights. Deviations from the horizontal. Therefore, if there's any curve, it will be measured and demonstrated in the elevation profile. Now, this guy's saying it won't help me. What, the measurements of Earth in Google Earth? Yeah, they'll show how flat it is.
Well, I'm looking at Google Earth right now, and it looks pretty curved.
Yeah, I heard you the first time. Then I asked you to go to the measurements as opposed to what you can look at. Didn't I?
These are measurements. I mean, the measurements...
Sorry, looking at a curve is not a measurement. Looking at a curve is you looking at a curve. Whereas if you actually want to know how measured bent it is, you'd go to the elevation profile. I'm just going to say this because he's a spastic. Measurements in Google Earth.
Well, when I right-click and I say measure here, measure distance, London to Greece, that line looks pretty curved.
Looks curve. And how much curve is there? Could you give us it in drop?
Meters.
Give us it in drop over distance. You know where you'd get that from? At the elevation profile.
This guy is insane.
No, but you've got to look at this a different way. He's making people understand how mind control these people are. And I'm glad he's here, because now we see how they have distorted their thinking process. And you're doing a good job, MEZ. Keep it up.
Had a bad education, had a bad education, had a bad education.
Okay, okay.
Okay! Is that another one of those tacit acceptances? Okay. Yeah, you got me. Yeah, welcome to Flat Earth. The level's measured in miles.
I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Who's a Cheeky Chappie? And before that, I hope you enjoyed the history of chainmail with Lester Biggins. And now, boys and girls...
Leave some for the fish, right? What?